Will the House come to order? Mr. Clerk?
Aloha and good afternoon. Today's invocation will be delivered by Representative Cedric Asuega Gates. Will the members who wish to participate please rise?
Please be seated. Aloha and good afternoon, everyone. I hope we all are having a fantastic session so far. I want to acknowledge my staff in the gallery today. We have my office manager, Cross Crab, as well as my committee clerk, Sarah Agut. I'll keep my message short and sweet, as all invocations should. Speaking of time, I believe that our time is one of the most precious and important resource that we all possess. One thing that brings us all together and that we all have in common is that we all have 24 hours a day to use as we desire. Whether rich or poor, whether you're from Makaha or Hawaii Kai. With that being said, I hope we take today a moment to reflect on the way we use our time, as well as other people's time, and because tomorrow is never promised. So I encourage everyone to spend your time as wisely as you can. And shoot for the moon, and if you miss, may you land amongst the stars. Mahalo for sharing a little piece of time with me today. And I want to wish you guys all a happy Aloha Friday, as well as a happy birthday to the representative from District 3, and Chris Todd. Happy birthday. Mahalo.
Thank you, Representative Gates. Item 1, Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Ayu, Mr. Alcos, Ms. Amato,
Excuse.
Ms. Bellotti, Mr. Chun, Ms. Cochran, Mr. Ganadin, Mr. Garcia, Mr. Garrett, Mr. Gates, Mr. Hashem, Mr. Hashimoto, Mr. Holt, Ms. Hussey Burdick, Ms. Ichiyama, Ms. Kahaloa, Ms. Capella, Mr. Kila, Ms. Kitagawa, Mr. Kobayashi, Mr. Kong, Ms. Lamosao, Ms. Lowen, Ms. Martin, Ms. Martinez, Mr. Matayoshi, Ms. Matsumoto, Mr. Mizuno, Ms. Morikawa, Ms. Nakamura, Mr. Nakashima,
Excuse.
Mr. Nishimoto, Mr. Onishi, Ms. Peruso, Mr. Pirik, Ms. Poepoe, Mr. Quinlan, Mr. Saiki, Mr. Sayama, Ms. Souza, Mr. Takayama, Ms. Takenouchi, Mr. Tam, Mr. Tarnas, Mr. Todd, Mr. Ward, Mr. Woodson, Mr. Yamashita, Mr. Speaker.
Present.
Mr. Speaker, 47 members are present, 2 are excused.
Thank you, Chief Clerk. Item 2, reading of the journal. Representative Morikawa.
Mr. Speaker, may this matter be deferred.
So ordered. Item 3, Mr. Clerk, are there any messages from the Governor?
Mr. Speaker, there are none.
Item 4, Mr. Clerk, are there any Senate communications?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, we are in receipt of communications transmitting the noted Senate bills, both having passed third reading in the Senate.
Representative Morikawa.
Mr. Speaker, I move that the Senate bills laying on the clerk's desk pass first reading by title.
Representative Garcia.
Mr. Speaker, I second the motion.
It has been moved and seconded that the Senate bill laying on the clerk's desk pass first reading by title. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. The motion is carried. Members, are there any introductions? Representative Tarnas.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. You know, as the new chair of Judiciary and Hawaiian Affairs, I have the privilege of having 2 attorneys on my staff. And I see them in the gallery today, so I want to introduce Sean Aronson and Adrian Reifschneider. Thank you very much for your service and your keen legal advice. Welcome them to their House of Representatives. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Representative Peruso.
Mr. Speaker, I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome the Changemakers from SEEKS, which is a school for examining essential questions of sustainability, and their teachers Lucas Dumbart and Kara Chadran, if you could all please stand and be recognized. Welcome to your House of Representatives.
Members, are there any further introductions?
Mr. Speaker.
Representative Sayama?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to introduce today, flying all the way from Illinois, Don Stangl, who's the 2022 JCI USA National Vice President. And with her is Gina Maeda, the 2022 JCI Hawaii State President. Welcome to the House of Representatives.
All right, members. Item 5, reports of standing committees. Representative Nakamura.
Mr. Speaker, I move to adopt Standing Committee Reports number 23 through 35 as listed on pages 1 through 4, and that the accompanying House bills as amended pass second reading and be referred to their designated committees.
Representative Morikawa.
Mr. Speaker, I second the motion.
Any discussion on StanCom Report 2-3? 2-4? 2-5? 2-6? 2-7? 2-8? 2-9? 3-0. Representative Perrick.
No, please.
So ordered. Any further discussion? Moving on to StanCom Report 3-1. Representative Ward.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise with reservations and a brief comment, please.
Proceed.
Mr. Speaker, the state constitution says the county shall have the right to property taxes. We've breached that by giving them now not only property taxes, we've given them TAT taxes, we've given them GET taxes, state storm drain taxes, solar farm exemptions from property taxes to a fee, and now we want to take GT taxes and give it to fixing the roads, which is going to cause a deficit over here, which I fear is going to create another increase in GT taxes, of which we're really straying from the Constitution. This is probably, it's a good cause because I know a lot of people here have electric cars and the gas tax is not being paid. But if we're going to have a county tax competing with the state, I think in the long run it's going to be detrimental. But my point is now, using this is purposely meaningful, but in the long run is going to be detrimental. Thank you, Speaker.
Representative Garcia.
Reservations.
So ordered. Representative Alcos.
Reservation.
So ordered. Representative Keela.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise in support.
Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. When we're looking at bills such as this intent, where we have dilapidating roads in communities that never got the chance to turn over their roads to the
Point of
city
order,
and
Mr.
counties.
Speaker.
Your point of order.
If the gentleman could please address the chair. Thank you.
Okay. So when we're looking at bills like this, when we're addressing the county roads in my community and communities throughout urban and rural Honolulu that are not getting the maintenance they're needed, but they're traversed by the public constantly and always, I'm looking for ways that we can find ways to support these roads where they're having potholes off the wide and whatnot. Because honestly, when we are traversing these roads, these private road owners that are subject to the use of these roads, that really is the intent to help out our local residents in the rural communities. So I stand in strong support of this bill. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. Representative Todd.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm in support. I just wanted to note that this does not create an additional tax. It simply provides the county flexibility in how to deploy that tax. And there are notable rural communities, like in mine, or my newly minted community, where first responders cannot respond in time due to the condition of some of these roads. So this would allow the county that flexibility where necessary to look out for the public good. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, moving on to StanCom Report 3-2. 3-3. Representative Garcia.
In opposition.
So ordered.
Brief comment.
Proceed.
You know, the average cost for a house here in Hawaii is over $1 million currently, and it's stuff like this that simply adds to that, and we're increasing the cost of housing, and for those reasons, a no vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Representative Perrick.
No, please.
So ordered. Representative Ward.
Reservations, please.
So ordered. Representative Martin.
I stand in support. This bill would extend what is already law in Honolulu County to the rest of the state, and it's a very, very small investment during the construction process that can save homeowners thousands of dollars, and if should they choose to install PV or EV charging in their home later, and allow people that are lower income to be part of those benefiting from our cheaper electricity that we get from renewable energy. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Representatives, moving on from STANCOM report 3.3 to 3.4. Representative Capella,
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. No vote and a brief comment.
proceed.
I do appreciate the last committee and the chair's attempt to make this bill better. However, I do think that the bill still chips away at Native Hawaiian rights, and therefore I am a no vote.
Thank you. Any Representative Hasi Bardik?
Mr. Speaker, reservations.
So ordered. Proceed.
I just want to also mention that I do appreciate the work that's been done on it in committee, and I'll just be on the lookout for what it looks like at third reading, so thank you.
Thank you. We're on 3.4, moving on to STANCOM report 3.5. Representative Perrick?
No, please.
So ordered. All right, members, we'll be calling for a voice vote. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. The motion is carried. Item 6, introductions of resolutions. Mr. Clerk, are there any resolutions for action?
Mr. Speaker, there are no resolutions for action. May all others be referred to print.
So ordered. Item 7, announcements. Members, are there any announcements? Representative Peruso?
I'd just like to make a brief request, if that's possible at this time.
State your request.
I just failed to request that the names of the students be entered into the journal.
So
Might I
ordered.
make that request?
So ordered.
Thank you.
Representative Ward?
As long as we can make requests during an announcement, I would request that we heat up this building, which is freezing for some of us who don't have our jackets and ties on. And I think the energy and the cost of the environment are being registered by those who are listening and knowing what we're doing with a very, very cold chamber, to say the least.
ordered.
Thank you.
Any other announcements? Representative Ganadin?
There's going to be an information briefing from the National Coalition of State Legislators at 9 a.m. in room 325 for those of us on the CMV and Judiciary Committees to discuss pretrial best practices. Oh, Monday 9 a.m., bright and early.
Thank you, Representative. All right. With no further announcements, motion to adjourn. Representative Morikawa?
Mr. Speaker, I move that this House stand adjourned until 12 o'clock noon Monday.
Representative Garcia?
Mr. Speaker, I second the motion.
All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. The motion is carried. The House stands adjourned until 12 noon Monday.